What is up, guys? We are back with the What Sold video for the weekends. This is Friday through Sunday sales. I am Cameron. Usually my wife would be here, but she's actually out of town with some family, so she didn't make the video on this time. She's not here to do it, so all of it falls on me this weekend, and it was a pretty good weekend. Not amazing, but a lot of stuff to pack up. I'm used to having her here, so it'll be a little bit more challenging, but she got to get away for something that was super important. So if you're new, we do sell stuff online on platforms like eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, places like that. These are all items we get at thrift stores, estate sales, garage sales, Facebook Marketplace finds, trash piles, wherever we can find stuff, and we flip it online for a profit. If you see behind me, there's shelves of junk here that we have acquired, and we sell this stuff online, hopefully to make money. There is 32 orders, I believe, today for around $11.72. I believe is the total sales. That does include sales tax and shipping on eBay. There are 2 sales on Poshmark, 2 of those sales. And then it's still a couple hours left in the day, so we'll see if anything else comes through. Our goal is $400 a day, so it's $400 for 3 days would be $1,200. So we're just shy of that. It's been kind of slower this year than we'd like, but at least we sold some stuff, and hopefully we'll continue to pick up from here. First off, let's get into Poshmark. A trend I've been doing is listing. We sell a lot of kitchen parts here. We sell a lot of kitchen appliance parts, like Cuisinart food processors, coffee maker parts, basically stuff like that that you need when someone has it. They lose the piece, they break a piece, theirs gets too roughed up or whatever. I've actually been listing a lot of them on Mercari and Poshmark, and it's seeing that a lot of sales are on Posh for these kitchen parts. This is a Cuisinart little carafe, a little kind of tiny one, only 4 cups, I guess, 4 ounces. I don't even, not even cups, 4 ounces maybe. I don't even know what this is. Whatever it is, it has a 4 on it. This came off a coffee maker. Paid $5 for it at a garage sale. Garage sales are great places to find old kitchen appliances. Just an FYI, they're usually pretty cheap. Cleaned it up. This sold for $20 plus shipping on Poshmark. They actually paid more than they would on eBay for this, but I think they found the listing through Google, because a lot of Google searches will find Posh listings, eBay, and Mercari, and there's less of these items on Posh or Mercari. So if you're listing yours, there's probably not much competition for yours to show up in the search. And put the model number in there, or the name of the unit. A little tip right there if you're selling kitchen stuff. 20 plus shipping. We had other parts on it as well. We're already in the profit for this, but we've also got some other coffee parts to sell. And then a clothing item on Posh, a Utah Utes. You can't really see it here, but it's a really cool vintage crew neck. I paid $3 or $4 for it at a garage sale. Got a bunch of nice Disney stuff there, which we already sold one Disney crew neck as well. I think I paid 10 for 3 of them or something like that. So maybe I'm in it for $3.33. But either way, this sold for $42 on a best offer plus shipping on Poshmark. So 2 good sales there. Now on to eBay. Got a whole bunch of stuff here. Okay, now on eBay, we got 3 pairs of Volcom jeans. I do have my computer over here. Usually Linda's here to give the prices and everything, so I have my computer here so I can kind of see it. So just bear with me to make sure I don't mess this up. Pair of Volcom size 30-30, so a smaller size, at least for people like me. These I think were $15 for 3 of them, and they sold for $50 free shipping on eBay. So took a best offer. Happy to see those ones go. My favorite piece, one of 2 favorite pieces, I think, this week, Smith & Wesson kind of like mirrored sign here, or yes, plaque, sign, whatever. It is framed. Bigger, but not super big, not too hard to ship, really, and it's not glass, like a glass, it is glass. It was like one of those mirrored signs. Won't be too hard to ship because it's not too big, and it's got this nice sturdy frame around it, which is nice. Paid $10 at a garage sale, and this sold for $80 shipped. So $80. Didn't take too long to sell. That was a good one right there. And then we sold 2 of these today. You'll see one here right now. These little Marpat desert kind of camo hats here. I got 2 of them, but this one is size medium, and this one sold for $18 shipped. They usually get these for about $1. In our area, we have a lot of military bases, so I have a couple people who buy storage units and also do clean outs, and they get a lot of military camis and different stuff like that, BDU uniforms, and we're able to usually flip them for some profit. So we don't pay a ton for them, but people do buy them. Here's a pair of camo, but it's not military. These are RVCA, Haruka, or whatever. I don't know how you pronounce that, but a pair of cargo shorts. Paid $1.50 for these at a garage sale, and they sold for $22.31. Not a whole lot, but people do buy cargos. I thought they'd go a little higher, but happy with that. A pair of Skechers shape-ups. Used to be a big ticket item, the Skechers shape-ups. But you got to, kind of what I'm feeling right now, you got to be careful of this foam stuff. A lot of times the foam on these is just disintegrate. When you touch it, you'll be able to barely touch it and it'll start disintegrating. Just, if you ever do buy them, touch that. I'm sure a lot of them aren't going to last anymore because of how old they are, but these came from a garage sale, I think, for $5, and they sold for $34 shipped. So they used to sell really well, but they've kind of slowed down in sale prices or sales. So I don't really pick them up unless they're really cheap and in really good condition. Verbatim DVD RL. This is basically sealed blank media. This sold for $12.59. I think Linda paid $2 or something for this for some in a thrift store, and then it sold for $12 something. It will ship first class, so we'll have to let her know that that was one of her items. She'll be happy. If you know anything about my wife, she loves when one of her items sells. She doesn't do a lot of the sourcing. Usually I do. When we go to thrift stores, she finds stuff, and she loves if her stuff sells. So we'll have to make sure she knows that. Snoop Dogg, a lot of 4 CDs. Got these for 50 cents or $2.50 each. Sorry, at a thrift store. There's 4 of them, so we're in them for $10, and they sold for maybe a little less than 2. It's like 2 plus tax. It's not really $2.50, but anyways, they sold for $31.49. There is Last Meal. Paid the cost to the boss. No Limit. Top Dog. And I think it's like one collab. Rhythm and Gangsta. One of them is a collab. Yeah, the top dog one. It's got No Limit, Sticky Fingers, Exhibit. Got a bunch Nate Dogg, a bunch of other ones on there, but Snoop's on there. So that right there is a good little CD. Like I got these from the thrift. We found a bunch of rap CDs that day. I think I got a set of E40 ones, which did well. We got a set of Eminem ones, 50 Cent. I think we already sold 50 Cent ones. I don't know about the M&Ms. I think maybe we did. I got those, and I actually have another set to show you later. So rap CDs, some of them have great value. E40 ones were the best, but some not so much. But if you lob them together, like a lot of CDs, you can sometimes make money. A pair of Nobles, got these for $2 at a garage sale. They were very, very stained. So they were $2. Noble's a great brand. I just threw them in the wash because it looked like it was not really a deep stain, and sure enough, they cleaned up pretty nice. They're not perfect, but way better than they were. And for $2, they do have a little mark on one of the laces too, where it's like frayed a little bit. I put that on the listing. These sold for overnight for $35 ship. So I was happy with that for $2 and a little bit of work, like a wash. I've been working on a bunch of shoes that I have that need laces, one of those projects in the death pile. But speaking of shoes, these ones will surprise you. Converse, like slides with like colorful hearts on them and stuff, pink laces. I don't even know where I got these. Paid, I think, at a garage sale maybe for a few bucks. And these puppies sold for $67.49. Crazy. So if you see these guys, buy them. They're probably worth it. Definitely one that shocked me. An iPhone box, we don't sell them a lot anymore because there's just not the market for them. But this one right here was probably $1 or so, and it sold for. It's an iPhone 13 Pro. It's like 128 gig graphite model. Just a box and kind of the insert there. Sold for $12. One of my favorite categories, if you know me, media is probably my #1 favorite category. I love selling CDs, DVDs, cassettes, even books now. I just love being able to pull some gems out, especially when you start learning about media. Finding a DVD set that's worth $50 or a rare CD or something, and you learn and you know it. It's pretty cool. Also, the storage, you can store so much media for a smaller area than you can, like, something in big electronics. But I do like electronics too. Other favorite is vacuums. I've loved selling vacuums. It's one of my favorite things. I told Linda I'm like the vacuum guy now because I'm always out looking for them. I just had 2 that I parted out that we're going to see today. I parted them out this past week. This one I actually got on Thursday. This is a TriStar is the brand. I think they're ones that come to your door, maybe sell you the vacuum there. I'm not sure, but I know Kirby does that or did that. This is a TriStar one. Look it up. It's a canister vacuum, one that you kind of pull along with you, and you have the little hose in the thing, but you pull this little like motor along on the ground with you. This is the hose and the nozzle here. I paid 40 plus tax for this vacuum at the thrift store. They charge them a lot for them there, but this piece already sold for 60. I should be able to sell the head nozzle, the part on the ground, basically that kind of actually sucks up the stuff. That should go for around 60 to 70. I have the wand, which is like the tube that connects the head nozzle to the hose here. That should go for about 30 to 40. And then I have the whole canister, which I should sell for probably around $80, 75. So we'll definitely make money. I paid up a little bit, but I know I could make money on the head nozzle, the hose, and the wand really quick, and the canister will take forever. Other canister vacuums to look out for are Kenmore. The Kenmore ones, also ones you pull on the ground. Usually you can take the little hose on that, get $50. The head nozzle, get 50 or 60, maybe sell the wand. The canisters on those move a little slower, but again, if you can get them at a garage sale, 10, 15, $20, there's money there. Love them. I told you I sold 2 of these. I wasn't a liar. Another one right here. This is size large, though. It sold for a little bit more money, $22.31. Kind of weird they both went out on the same day, though. A DVD that wasn't worth a whole lot of money, The Client List with Jennifer Love Hewitt. And this one sold for $7 and some change. Right now, my kind of minimum list price for a DVD is probably $9, and that's if it's like a quick seller. I prefer them to be at least 10. That way, when you factor the media shipping, you can at least make a few bucks off a DVD. But remember, guys, if some of my DVDs like this one probably came in a box of DVDs that I spent $5 or $10 for, and I already knew there was some value there, maybe some TV shows or whatever. But if I can list a couple more of these and make a couple bucks along the way, I will. I don't spend a lot of time listing them. It's a couple pictures. It's a really quick listing. I'm copying somebody else's, and I'll just leave these in a pile of DVDs, and when I'm slow on things to list or I don't got much time, I'll take a couple photos and throw these up. That way I'll spend when I have time, I'll spend it on better selling stuff. But if I'm just like, hey, I gotta go out to dinner, I want to throw up a quick 10 listings, get some for the algorithm, boom, pull a couple CDs, DVDs, really easy stuff just to throw up but not spend a lot of time on. Linda Ronstadt, cassette, Canciones de mi Padre. I think that would be Songs of My Father. This one sold for $10.39. If it's not that, then you can tell me, but don't make fun of me because I speak English. And I took Spanish for 2 years, and you wouldn't even know it. Even though I got really good grades in Spanish. Ice Cube, 3 CD lot from that same day of all those rap CDs. This one's got Lethal Weapon, Laugh Now, Cry Later, War and Peace, Volume 1. This one sold for $28. So great deal on that as well. And again, my computer's here, so sorry about turning away. Honda Accord manual from the $7 manual buy. This is the 2003 one. We sold quite a few of these ones. That one sold for $24 shipped. By the way, I miss Linda. I wish she was here. But even though it's good that she's gone, I mean, she had to go, but I like doing these videos with her. Really, that's why I do them. For the couple people that say stuff in the comments that seem to enjoy it, and then I like spending time with her. So we're not going to be YouTube famous or anything, but it's just fun to interact together, I guess, with our reselling business. So not that you guys care, but a Kirby vacuum part. This was $11.19, just a little Kirby part, not worth a lot, but it'll just go under a pound. Let me grab 2 golf clubs. These are brands I hadn't actually heard before till I saw them at a garage sale for $3. These are Renegar 52 degree wedge and a 58. I think there's like a 54 and a 56 that come with it or something like that, but I paid $6 for those. They sold for $76. So keep an eye out for those clubs. You can get about 30 to 40, 50 shipped depending on which one you have, condition, things like that. But definitely clubs I never found, Lobnagar, and they sold. And this one is probably one of my favorite sales. If it goes through, we'll go over why. It's a Job Squad Super Towel. It is brand new, but there were already some tears in the seal, but it's gotten worse as it sat in the containers. You can kind of see it starting to fray. It's just it's an old vintage piece. We got a bunch of vintage cleaning supplies and different stuff from a guy that I buy from. I don't know if I won't pronounce it. I don't even know if he watches, but he's in my area. He bought a couple storage units, and he gave me a bunch of the stuff that I bought at a garage sale, and we sold a bunch of it. There was like cleaning stuff, like dryer sheets that were sealed, just old stuff. This lady had a storage from like the 80s, and she had just left everything in there and was like a hoarder, I guess. I probably have $1 in this. I bought a whole bunch of stuff like toilet paper and stuff that was all sealed. I paid like $1 a piece. This sold super high for $64. But again, it had somewhere in the top and the back, but it wasn't nearly like this. I have to message them and see if they still want it. I'm hoping they want it for like a display or a prop or something, and they can maybe make it work. But man, that's a cool one. I love that kind of stuff that just it seems like it shouldn't be worth anything, but then it is. A pair of Lucky Brand jeans. These are men's 34, 32s, but I think they measure 34, 31. Quick tip on jeans, guys. Don't just list them with what the tag says. Do your own measurement, measure the waist, measure the inseam, and then put that in the listing as what it is. I don't even put what the tag says. In my title, I will put whatever the measurement is. I'll put measures 34, 31. If you put 34, 32 and then you put it measures 34, 30, that doesn't really do you any good putting 34, 32 because you're attracting those buyers and you're already telling them it's not going to fit them. So I prefer to put the actual size that it is, that it measures, and then I even put that in the size measurements. And then in the listing, I'll put, the tag says, this, but it actually measures. I make it pretty clear. So this one sold for $25.49. I think I paid a few bucks for these. Lucky jeans are still okay to sell, but not nearly what they were. If you get them for a couple bucks, so I usually still buy them because someone will jump on them. Another kind of vacuum part for today that's pretty cool. I listed a Dyson vacuum. This was another canister one that you pull. It's the Dyson DC39. It's like a little turbo looking cyclone thing. I don't know, it's a little crazy, but paid 20 bucks at a garage sale last weekend. I listed it this week, and this piece sold for $65. That canister was only 20, which is usually what I try to pay at a garage sale, 20, 25, and sold this piece for 65. It also has a hose that should sell for around, I think, 40 or 50 bucks. It did not have a head nozzle. It should have had one, but it didn't come with one. It had a couple of attachments which were selling, and then I have the motor to sell. So a couple less pieces on that one, but we're already going to be in the profit, making money, and probably double up or close to it. And then I got the hose to sell and some other stuff. A Ryobi charger here, C120D. Did not come with the battery, but the seller that I bought it from said he had it. The battery just wouldn't hold the charge, so he sold me the drill and this. And then we sold the drill the other day for 25, and then this just sold for 29, and that was like $3 for the whole setup. So, and I will say on these drill chargers, I would say probably if they're in good condition, I would say 1 in 5 or 6 come back as like not working or whatever. It's not that common if they're in good shape. If they're rough around the edges, I'd be careful. But or if you can at least test them with the battery, you're fine. Sims GameCube, $15 ship. Nothing really crazy there. This one's kind of cool. Destilanda Amor. My Spanish is getting better by the end of this video. A telenovela. This one is from a thrift store near us. I think I paid $3 for this, and it sold for $24 shipped. Telenovela before that I bought that was in a case like this, just a regular DVD case, but it was sealed, and it was a telenovela, and I forgot which one it was, and it sold for like $70 shipped sealed. So if you see, you know, Spanish DVDs, especially ones that have like actual, you know, barcodes and stuff, and they say telenovela on them or something, I would look them up. Some of them do sell pretty well, especially if they're sealed. Another Hamilton Beach flex brew part. This part sells all the time for the flex brew. If you can buy that coffee maker, again, something we part out, that sold for 11 and some change. Not a whole lot, but you pay a couple bucks, you can make some money there, plus the other parts. A Serendipity Bible. Paid 10 cents for this at a garage or rummage sale, and it sold for $13.49. We'll go medium mail shipping. A remote. This is a Samsung TV remote. A Samsung AA5900482A. Sold for like 11 and some change. An old plushie here. This is Benji. He's got a really cool tag. It's like actual like metal and everything. A little Benji plush. He didn't sell for a whole lot though. I'm sure I paid $1 for him if anything, and he sold for $18 shipped. Happy to see him go, but I did buy 2 plush that were bigger this weekend. Those little Hopster bunnies that people have been talking about that sell. So hopefully that works out. Otherwise, Linda's gonna kill me. She hates when I buy plush right now. Anyways, I say I missed her. Maybe I don't right now because she's gonna be mad. Anyways, David Romano. This is All the Things You Are. I guess he's a vocal coach. We have like 5 or 6 of these sealed CDs. First one to sell sold for $33 and $34. Sorry, that one's pretty good. Now this one, you guys are probably gonna laugh at me because you should. Okay, guys, one of my worst buys. You know, profit-wise, not necessarily making money, but just it wasn't what I thought. You guys probably know the circus spares. If you've been here a while, we've sold some of them, quite a few of them now, but they stayed around forever. I had a guy that I still buy from, bought storage units, and he had a bunch of comic statues. This is Scarecrow from Batman. It's huge, 26 by 26 by 12, I believe is the box size. He sent me a photo from the storage unit and said, hey, I got a bunch of these boxes, but they're box and inserts only. There's no figures. And I said, I don't know if I want. He goes, no, they're not that big. And he showed me one that was like, you know, I don't know, 14 by 14 by 8. A little bit more manageable. And I was like, oh, okay, perfect. You know, and I'm like, I looked it up and I was like, okay, I see that the statues are selling for 100 and something. If the boxes aren't that big, maybe I could get $50 a box for people looking to replace theirs. It'll probably take a while, but you know, it won't cost too much to ship them, and I'll take them. You know, and he said there was like 12 of them. Ended up being 15 of them. And he said it'd be $100. I was like, okay. And he told me it's like 14 by 14 or something. And I'm like, yeah, not a problem. Shows up to my house and drops off these big guys, 26 by 26, or some that are like 32 by, you know, 20 by 14. Just massive. But I'm like, where are the small dudes? There was a couple, and there were, but mostly they're not. I'd already Zelled him the money because he needed cash there to get some gas and stuff because he had spent his money on the storage unit and he hadn't made it back yet. And he's an interesting character, so I'll leave it at that. But I ended up with all these, and they're so big that even when you sell them for, this one sold for $75 at Scarecrow, and it's going to LA, which is very close to us. Even with that, we're going to probably make about $25 on the deal, because it's going to cost probably $33, $34 to ship it after fees and everything. Yeah, maybe we'll make 30. I don't know, but no, we're not going to make 30. Probably not, because 34, 30, yeah, we won't. We'll make 25, 20 maybe. It's not even that great of a deal. But the guy wants this. He says the most he can pay. He already has the figure. He wants the box, whatever. So we'll take it. We'll get it out of here. We sold like 4 of them so far. I have a bunch more to go. They're up in the rafters of the garage, and I look forward to never having to see them again when we're done with them. It was not a goodbye. You can laugh at me. If I had a huge space where I could display them, they're super cool. They have great graphics on them. They'd be great for display, but I can't do that. One of my last sales here is these Napa gold filters. They are new up in box. There's 3 of them. They sold for $25 shipped. Probably my daughter in the background on her tablets. I apologize. So here's a Soligor, a little converter thing. It goes to a Pentax, I believe. This one sold for $16 shipped. So not a whole lot, but it gets it out of here. And that is it. Let me just make sure nothing else sold. So that is it, guys. That's all we got. There is still a few hours left in the day, about 2.5. So maybe something else will come through. We might make goal, which will be great. I got to get going because it's just me packing all this up. So I got to get this out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next video. Linda will be back. Well, at some point. She'll probably miss the first part, but she'll be back at some point in the video, but we'll see you guys.